Broadcasting from the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence, NCTV45.
You know, you've got to try Sweet Caroline's in Elwood City. Yes, Sweet Caroline's, 507 Lawrence Avenue in Elwood City. They're open from 2 to 9, and what great tasting treats they have. Always a different flavor, always something you got to try. Ice cream is the way people sit down, meet, and get to talk. You can call Sweet Caroline's at 724-824-3623 for more information. They're closed Sundays. Try Sweet Caroline's in Elwood City.
I know. I was like, Dad, I hope, but they look like a couple that wouldn't have.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, Dave's the only one that really knows we're on.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, we're on. I
we're
love
here
it when he does that.
Yeah, we're here with NCTV, Wholistic Living.
Yes.
As well as with our special guest from Sweet Caroline's.
I
right?
think they like bloopers.
Yeah.
Is that why you do that?
He does.
He does.
I do.
I mean, what other show does your cameraman talk?
Yeah, right?
Love it! All right, so if you're watching, which obviously you are, we have been talking about marriage on purpose, and which is a different concept for many. And this is our 3rd episode, and we have our lovely guest from Sweet Caroline's.
Awesome. From Elwood City.
From Elwood City. The address, again.
It's 507 Lawrence Avenue. It's right downtown Elwood City.
Whoop, whoop. Yes, they have really good stuff there. And as you can see, they're married, and because they're on our marriage on purpose.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? And so we've been talking to them. You definitely have to watch the other episodes. It was pretty intense. We laid a really good foundation, actually, right?
Yes.
Yeah, covered a lot of ground.
A whole lot of ground. A lot of
did.
taboo topics that most don't want to talk about. So
What were the topics, real quick?
they have to watch.
Sex, drugs, and
Yeah.
And
ice
lies.
cream. And
deception.
See, now everybody's going to want to watch. It's that pull, right?
Yeah.
No.
Social
no.
media? No. But it was really good.
We did. We talked about, just intimacy, relationships, just a lot of that good stuff. You'll just have to watch.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is we want to continue more so on the entrepreneurship side, more so understanding the communication level, and we talk about, like we said in wrapping up this series, possibly, marriage on purpose. And so, what is the end result for your marriage? I like to always say reverse engineer. So, you look at the end result of what you want, and then you reverse engineer, so that way you know where you're going. Mm-hmm. So that way you get in an argument, and we can say, what does, we look at each other and we'll say, what does this have to do with the end result? And if we say nothing, then let it go.
It's good.
Let it go. I mean, so all those socks on the floor and things like that, very important end result, just throwing that in there.
Those are little foxes that spoil the vine.
Mm-hmm. So for you guys, I have my question for you. What is your end result in marriage? Like, what is your cause? Because you guys don't want to be in the ice cream business forever in the sense of you guys running it, so there has to be that end result.
But it's a stream of influence and money.
I feel like our end goal is together. We figured out that we're better together in like every aspect of life, that we function better as a team, and that if we're flowing with the Spirit, that's our end goal, is to be always walking closely enough that we can hear where our next call is. So I don't know that we have an end goal of we want to own 10 businesses. If God calls us to own 10 businesses, we will.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Do you have anything you want to add?
Right now, the end result that I see is just being part of Elwood City and revitalization there.
Mm-hmm.
God has just
That's
given us
the end result
something
there.
on our heart. Mm-hmm. Now, 10 years from now, what does that look like? Who knows? But right now, I think that's kind of it. And the story of the ice cream shop, we didn't start ice cream shop because we love ice cream so much and we're so passionate about it.
Right.
We wanted to have a business that was open in the evenings, that would bring families downtown to increase pedestrian traffic on sidewalks. That's how ice cream started. Mm-hmm. And so we feel like God's using the ice cream shop as a vehicle to be part of revitalization downtown. And so I can see other things, other opportunities popping up, and if the right doors are open, I think that we want to be part of Elwood City. Let me just also say, I don't think that our desire would be to open a Sweet Caroline's in Sewickley or Zillionople, or we don't have that passion right now to like franchise. We
that was my question.
We want
Newcastle.
Elwood City specifically. Like that's what God's given us, and I think that we've met with other young professionals that have the same heart. You guys here in Newcastle, we were just with someone from New Wilmington, and there is something happening. I think with our generation wanting to like be part of community.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And in a small town, even though Newcastle's much bigger than Elwood, you're still in a smallish town.
Yeah.
You can have such a big impact so quickly. You can dream something up
And do it.
Yeah.
And usually, if you're willing to put some time and energy into it, you can get people behind you pretty quickly to help support you in that. And that's been the most fun, I think, of being in a small town. And I'm glad that God put us there, and He's purifying us through this process.
One thing that I want to point out that she said was do it. And the reason why I want to say that is because so many in the past, they have these great visions of grandeur. They have these this great talk, and they do nothing. And what I love about what you guys have done, and even coupling with us, and that's why it's so powerful to have even us four united and learning each other and potentially, having a really great relationship through pursuing one another. Because, when you have doers together, it's amazing what you can happen, what can happen, and what can be done. And I love how the fact that they're reverse engineering, because they know at the end they're not putting themselves in four walls saying this is how it's going to look at the end. We're going to revitalize Elwood, and this is what it's going to be. No, it's not that at all.
Right.
It's this is what we want. At the same time, however that's going to look, it's going to look. But in the meantime, I know that you guys do your show, like, you're on Facebook and you do your episodes, and it's really fun, and we're doing holistic living as well. And so what I've noticed is the individuals that do tend to brand themselves as well. And understand that they are the influence, not the shop, not what it is, but them. They are it. And so they're able to really birth something together in that. And understanding that if it was just me on here, you might be entertained. If it was just him, you might be entertained. But there's something different about the dynamic with David and I together in this show. It can't be done without either one of us. And so understanding partnership, understanding purpose, understanding the end result. I love how you guys have done that, how you guys have stepped out the box and said, I'm actually going to do whatever it's going to take. This is just a stepping stone, and if this is what it cost the ice cream shop to purify us and get us into that place, where you're frustrated, you cry at night sometimes, you struggle, you're on the highs, you're on the lows, but every step at the end, you're looking at each other and saying, for Elwood and the revitalization, is it worth it? And we've had to sit there and say that, because we had an online company, and we had to say, now we're going to go into a store. Right. And take our nights with our kids who have sports and all the other things, and we had to say, is this what we're going to do, and pursuing relationships, because it takes time, is it worth building Newcastle? And we're here, so obviously it is, right? So he's like, yes, amen, hallelujah. All right, did you want to say anything?
Doing that.
Been there doing that.
Before
we get to our other question.
No, because I'll go off there preaching. But go ahead, this is the next one. Go to the next one. But like, there was something you said either this episode or the last one about something about this generation.
Yeah.
That when they put their foot to the plow, they plow, and when they look back, things have been done, and that's exactly what's happening. That the generation that grew us up and what we've seen has imparted in us more like a double portion to overcome, adapt, and want to change the way things are happening. Amen. Yes. That's just heaven speaking.
But a generation understand how we look at generation. A generation is young and old. The generation right now, the people of this time is a generation. And we can go more on that, biblically. But the truth of the matter is, it's this generation. You can see 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds. I've known of even like 80-year-olds they're writing books and doing stuff and leaving legacies. And there's something that is shifting right now.
Yes. I'm only 79.
You're only 79. But that's the thing, there's a shift, and it's happening, and it's like lighting a fire under us to where we see that we have to, and only way you get left behind is if you don't do.
Yeah.
And look, we're gonna make mistakes.
Time is now.
It is.
Yes, time is now.
It is. You guys know that you're gonna make mistakes. We know, but like you said, it's the process. It's the purification. It's getting us to that end result of whatever it's going to be. So, which leads me into one of our questions, which was, what are strengths and weaknesses that you guys have that you guys are able to be the strength to each other's weakness? You already said it. You can't do it without him, right? So, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about that. Thanks for watching Holistic Living on NCTV. Hi, I'm Instructor Tonya and
I'm Instructor David.
And we're happy to partner with NCTV to bring you our show, Holistic Living. And that is with a WHOL. That means we want to talk about mind, body, and spirit and get you fully equipped to live the best life possible.
At Sovereign Martial Arts of Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
To a TV near you.